do 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 dun dun. Konami, Kojima Productions, Fox Engine, NVIDIA the way it's meant to be played. Unless it's Arkham Knight. Oh. Let's get into this. Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes. This is a prologue to the Phantom Pain, which should be coming out in just a couple months. It originally came out in March of 2014 on consoles. It came to PC in December, and the Xbox version had an exclusive. When I say Xbox, it's on 360 and Xbox One. The Xbox version had an exclusive mission called Jamais Vu, and the PlayStation version had an exclusive mission called Deja Vu. And in this video, I intend on playing Ground Zeroes. Yeah, that's the name of the game here. It's called Ground Zeroes, but also it's the name of the main mission. That's kind of canon to this being a prologue to Phantom Pain. I intend on playing Ground Zeroes, Deja Vu, and Jamais Vu. So yeah, the PC version, it did come out later, and it ended up having both the Xbox and the PlayStation exclusive missions. So wait for PC, you know what I mean? Completion ratio is up to 94%. I believe mostly what I haven't done, there are these trial records, if you can read that I haven't done them, but yeah, fastest marking of all enemies. You know, pretty much you'd have to encounter or get in your sights. See, that's how this game works. If you look through your binoculars or scope in on an enemy just walking around the map, they get this marker over their head, and they're marked forever to your map, and you can actually see them through walls a bit. You know, you can kind of see like a ghastly specter if they're like on the other side of an obstacle. He just has this, Big Boss has like this sixth sense about where that person is after you mark them. And each one of the missions has one of these. And I didn't do any of them except Jamais Vu, because the plot of that mission is there's a very limited amount of people on the map to begin with, so you have to encounter every one of them anyway. So that's the only reason I was able to do that. And I just don't have any intention of doing that. I haven't reached the level of boredom when playing this game that if I play the game, I'm just gonna like try to stalk everybody on the map. Like, I have to know where everyone is and all that. If I was gonna play this, if I'm that bored with this game, I'm gonna play something else. If I want to play this, I'm probably just gonna try to get A's and S rankings, or go on a freaking kill crazy rampage. Because that's how I learned how to play this game. Initially, I tried playing it stealthy. You know, just try to learn the mechanics of, you know, what you have to do with each mission. You know, learn how to grab a person, and, you know, how you can interrogate them, slit their throat, knock them out, do CQC, all that stuff. And then after you complete, this is how I played. After I completed the missions, then I went back and I just went on a kill crazy rampage, where just like the body stack, and there's like an infinite amount of guards that'll just keep coming and coming for you. They'll be wearing their raincoats in the Ground Zeroes mission. You know, they just keep coming and coming, and every time you kill a dude, it's like you're losing points. It's like Kojima, whoever made this, as a game mechanic, it's like they just don't want you to kill. They want you to like just play. The way the designers made this game, it's like they don't want you to kill. They want you to use your tranquilizer gun to put people out, or to, you know, knock people out unconscious. But it's kind of like, there's kind of like an anti-violence incentive to this game. Like, it's supposed to be a sneaking mission, pretty much everything. Except for maybe 1 or 2 missions, which are very, very heated and hairy. You know what I mean. But, okay, so, first time you play, you just want to learn the frickin' mechanics and complete the mission. You want to know what you're supposed to do. Second time you play through, it's fun to just go on a kill crazy rampage, like you're playing Grand Theft Auto. There's always that one part, that one time in Grand Theft Auto, in every game of Grand Theft Auto, eventually you just gotta go crazy, get your like wanted level up. That's kind of what I was trying to do, and then I was trying to like escape it in this game. Okay, and oh man, they go away eventually, but you gotta duck and hide. But then after, you know, after you're done doing that, you maybe you didn't even complete that playthrough of a mission where you just went on a kill crazy rampage. I think maybe some of those I ended up just backing out. Eventually, you want to buckle down and just try to get like the highest ranking you can get, you know, get the A, get the S, and usually it involves a couple things. Number one, some of these missions, you don't want to be seen, right? You lose points. Like, let me go to play records. See how I got like these S's on all these missions? And you can pause it and see for yourself if there's not enough time to read. Yeah, from looking at the totals here, looking at about 13 hours of playing in normal mode, and 2 hours and 10 minutes of playing in hard mode. But did manage to get S's on all of them. I mean, okay, yeah, this is how you get graded for rankings in this. I mean, you lose points for combat alerts. That's pretty much being seen, and then there's like a siren going off. In most of these missions, if you don't have any combat alerts, you actually get a bonus, right? So you'd have a 0. See here, I got a 2 and a minus 600. So for every combat alert on that mission, I was losing 300 points. And if I had had 0, I would have had like extra points. Kind of like how in that this record here, under kills, I got 0 kills. I didn't kill anybody, and I got 3,500 bonus points. Nice. And the biggest thing you can do in any of these missions where it's applicable, there are these POWs that you can rescue, and I'm definitely going to be doing that when I play. When I'm playing these missions, I'm going to be going for A's and S's. Alright, I can't guarantee an S when I'm recording, but pretty much I can guarantee an A. Right? So, I mean, you can even have some retries, and you can still manage to get an S with these missions. Alright. So, the biggest things that contribute to whether you're going to get a good ranking in these, it's usually going to involve either not being seen. Some of the missions, there's a big bonus for that. Some of them, you can rescue these POWs, and there's like a big bonus for each one of them. And most of them are just grouped up in the same area. There's like a, kind of like a holding POW camp where all of them are. They're like in cages. You'll see that. But the other thing that, I mean, it's cool that it's a thing that you can do. It is fun. It's kind of like a bullet time mechanic in this game. When you get seen, there's something called reflex mode, where you get seen, time slows down, have an opportunity to either shoot and knock out everyone who's being alerted to you to stop the alert from actually happening. But the thing is if you have reflex mode on and it gets triggered, you're losing a points opportunity. While if you turn it off, you'll always get these bonus points. And usually the bonus of having reflex mode off and it not triggering and getting those bonus points, it usually outweighs if you've been spotted on some of these missions. It really does. Yeah, just coming back to what I was talking about. See, okay, so yeah, I had in this, on the Ground Zeroes mission, on the normal difficulty, I had 2 enemy combat alerts, which cost me, 600 points. And it would have been better if I would have gotten 0, because I would have gotten, a nice bonus. By having the reflex mode disabled, where it says, no reflex, I got an extra 5,250 points. And if you go down the line, eliminate the renegade threat, that's 7,500 now. This one, it's not applicable. 6,000, 82,000, 8,250. You get the Deja Vu and Jamais Vu, it doesn't help too much, but you might as well just have it disabled. Deja Vu in particular, if you just scan all the scenes, it's pretty hard not to get an A. You could screw up in all sorts of ways, but if you scan every scene that you have to do in that mission, look at how many points I got there. Big money, big money. So before I go on any further, I want to have a little retrospective. Okay. This is a Metal Gear Solid game. Some people would call this a demo. It's a prologue to the Phantom Pain. You know what else was a demo? One of the best demos ever. In 2001, in the spring of 2001, there was a Konami game called Zone of the Enders that was released. And with Zone of the Enders came a demo disc for Metal Gear Solid 2. It came out in the spring. That summer, there were more people just playing the demo of Metal Gear Solid 2 that came free with that game than the actual game Zone of the Enders. People bought Zone of the Enders just to play the MGS2 demo. And how much was on the demo? What was so good about the demo? Well, first of all, Metal Gear Solid 2 was one of the most... It may have been the most anticipated game of that generation, especially of games that were on, games that were on Nintendo 64, PlayStation, games from that generation transitioning into the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox generation. Metal Gear Solid 2 really is. It was one of the most highly anticipated games ever. It really was. And with those high expectations, there were a lot of disappointments. But the thing is, that demo, it lived up to what you wanted in the game. Now, a lot of people were salty about Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of the Patriots when it finally came out, because most of the game, you weren't playing as Snake, you were playing as Raiden. The story was kind of bullshit. There's all this, Illuminati, Lale-Lule-Lo shit going on towards the end when you're in Arsenal gear, all that weird, crazy Japanese shit, whatever. In some ways, Metal Gear Solid 2, it kind of is my favorite Metal Gear game just because of that demo and also just time played. I probably played the actual game in that demo quite a bit, But here we are. Here we are. This came out. It didn't come bundled with any game. Ground Zeroes didn't come with any game. It was a standalone, you know, kind of DLC, downloadable content. Actually, it was a standalone release. Kind of, you know, it was priced for I think $30 on PS4 and Xbox One, and $20 on 360 and PS3. On Steam, it was $20. You know, it came out in March on consoles, and then on PC in December, it was $20 on PC. During the summer sale, when I picked it up, you know, got it for $5. And I really am not going to say that this is worth $20 compared to other games that you could get. You know, I can't really say that, but for $5, the price was right. And in some ways, it was better to wait for this than to get it when it originally came out. It was better to wait for the sale because there was such a long period, if you think about it, in between the release of Ground Zeroes and when the Phantom Pain is supposed to be coming out. It's just blue balls, you know? You play this and then you finish it and then you want to play, you know, Phantom Pain, but it's like it's so far away. And if you were playing this back in like March of 2014, I mean, you're kind of thrilled because, oh, I got to play this early, and well, not really early, you know, when it originally came out and all that shit. But then it's like, oh, the damn actual game isn't going to come out for like a year and a half. Oh, woe is me. And, you know, after you finish this game, it's like you want to play the Phantom Pain. You know, I want to play more of this. If there's like an open world, you know, version of this, or maybe you're like flying in a helicopter and there's like seamless, no loading screens possibly after you. Yeah, I might be embellishing. I don't know exactly how the game's going to turn out. It's supposed to be like an open world game. I just imagine how in Rainbow Six Vegas, when you get in a helicopter, when you're in the helicopter and you're flying like it feels like you're in real time flying from destination to destination. Rainbow Six Vegas, at least the first one. I could see them doing this in Phantom Pain, just because when you play Ground Zeroes, it'll switch from just you playing the game, it'll switch to a cutscene seamlessly. And it's pretty much all the cutscenes in Ground Zeroes, they're in-engine. They're not pre-rendered. The only one that I would clearly say is obviously pre-rendered, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's after you complete the Ground Zeroes mission, and there's like this part where you're like you're in an operating room, in an emergency room, and you know, you're like on a gurney or something. There's like some operation, some ER stuff going on. No George Clooney, but yeah, that was pre-rendered. Everything else is in engine. Now, before I start playing, let me go under the graphics settings, because we can do that on PC. Go under graphics settings. These are the default settings for Ground Zeroes. When I started, as soon as I loaded up the game, this is what it was like. See, if I set it to default, nothing changes except VSync, which my preference is to keep it off. In certain games, VSync slows things down. I mean, it'll get rid of screen tearing, but in some games, it'll like really slow things up. In particular, I know that with my setup in Arkham City, if I have VSync on, it kills frames. In Arkham Asylum, not so much, but Arkham City, probably Arkham Origins, just the same. But that is what my settings are. Apply these changes. Pretty much they're the way they were before. Okay, we're gonna play on hard. And right before I continue, I gotta say this. I'm not gonna be talking too much in this playthrough because the PC version of Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, there's two things that really bug me about it. And it's probably like this on console, right? There are no audio settings, right? I can't lower like the music volume, the background music volume, you know. Some people like to turn off like all sound except, you know, sound effects so they can be like really immersed in a game like this. None of that. So I can't increase my mic volume any higher than it is, and I can't lower the game volume. So if I talk, it's probably going to be drowned out by what's going on in the game, the way that I make my videos. And typically, I remedy this issue by being able to Alt-Tab and go into the soundbar mixer section. It's just something you can do in Windows to lower the volume of like a program, but not everything, just that one program. So my mic would be at like the normal volume, and then you could like lower the game volume. You could do that, but the thing is, you can't Alt-Tab in this. Like when you launch this game, it's just you can't do anything. And once you close the game, you can go and change that. But the thing is, the game's closed. And you can't do anything. In other words, I'm just not going to be talking too much. Just to summarize how this game runs on my PC, and I gotta say that I would have like an MSI Afterburner, you know, Riva Tuner overlay going on over this normally, but this game, it doesn't like Alt-Tab, you know, so it's the way that I usually get it up, it's not working. But I can tell you that on my setup, the game usually uses between 700 and 800 megabytes of VRAM. It really doesn't go above 800, but usually it's somewhere in there. And the frames per second, I mean, if there's not much going on, it's a steady 60. And when it's raining, you're outside, it'll get down, you know, to like 55, 53-ish. Depends on just, you know, how much is on screen. But my experience with my setup, it's an above 50 FPS experience on a, you know, 1 gigabyte 6870 video card from 2010 that in some ways is on par with, you know, PS4 and Xbox One. Very interesting in some ways. I'm going to start this off by doing the Ground Zeroes mission on hard. If you're wondering why there are items at the starting area, it's because you unlock them after completing the mission and achieving, you know, different ranks. So rank, or grade, however you want to call it. Grade C through S.
Mission info has been updated.
This is an infiltration mission. You've got to stay out of sight. Before you go any further, use your binoculars to recon the area. What do you see? Press the call button to get more intel. If you ready your weapon while crawling, you can move horizontally left or right. If you do that holding the dash button, you'll move faster. To climb an obstacle, press the action button.
Seals. Those ain't no jarhead birds, I can tell you that. Some paramilitary setup?
Some of the guys were saying, you know what? That's what you got, right?
There's a guard up there. If you're going to eliminate him, use a gun. Now head east to the old prison area. You can bring up the target's location on your iDroid. CQC. You can now either interrogate him, knock him out, or kill him. His life is in... You should move the bodies of enemies somewhere out of sight.
You alright?
You gotta be kidding me.
Contact!
Contact me if you need advice. Take a good look at the enemy through your binoculars, and you can mark him. Marked enemies can be sensed when nearby, even if there's a wall between you and them. But it only works if you stop and take the time to focus your attention. This helps you maintain situational awareness. Try it.
Yo, hear about the special ships guys have been pulling through? I doubt it. Get that with me. Right to the drive. I thought he was trying to shoot. That place is
That's the old prison area. The targets are there. Boss, we've been in touch with Amanda. We had her listen to Chico's call for help. She agrees with us. She said, I know my brother and I know when he's lying. She also had a message for you. I'm ready for the worst. Sounded a little too cheerful to me. That's a searchlight. That should be perfect for searching out the targets.
Not if I already know where he is. That seamlessly went from live gameplay to a cutscene.
Mission
like that.
info has been
I marked
updated.
the RV on your map. Okay, now carry Chico there.
The map
Eyes
has
open,
been
boss.
updated.
Yeah, you didn't hear the rattling buckets.
someone in there. What do you plan on doing? You can pull him out too if you want, but just don't forget the targets. A POW. That's fine if he has some intel, I guess. Another prisoner. Looks like he's alive. POW. That's fine if he has some intel, I guess. You don't end up head first in the ocean.
No. He got up. Guy doesn't see my other POWs I'm trying to rescue. Gotta take care of this guy. Now, back in the classic Metal Gear games, that would have just... you would have been busted there. Not in this, though. They actually give you a chance to catch them.
The RV's just a little further. Great. You reached the RV. Put the target down for a minute. How's he doing? Okay, now use your iDroid to call the chopper for pickup. This is just a hunch. Boss, Chico's tape probably contains some clues to where they're keeping Paz. Select it on your iDroid to listen to it.
Please select a landing zone confirmed.
Roger that chopper request. It's headed your way now.
Hostile!
Hell, man. I just ran into that guy's face, didn't I? Can I go?
This is Morphle, arriving shortly at LZ.
I just wonder if that person who saw me, if he was one of the guys I knocked out, or if it was like another patrol dude. Another patrol guy.
This is Morphle, on station at LZ. Taking forced landing. Stand by.
CP, this is Delta 2. Lost visual contact. Hang the left
Target on their chopper.
Understood. Keep your eyes peeled, right?
Okay, target is in.
CP,
Target's inside. Is that it?
enemy. We're going to search the area.
Gotta put Chico. He's gotta remember to put Chico on last.
He's coming too. Roger that. Okay, target is in.
I do not want to hear that. Any more surprises? Giddy up.
The surveillance camera.
Open the front gate. Supply deliveries on its way in. Opening front gate.
That's the admin building. Watch your corners.
Yikes. Should have really waited for him to park then. On the upside, I took out the security cameras by turning off the power.
Mission
Boss,
info has been
get Boss
updated.
onto the helicopter.
guy doing the checking been here by now? The outer gate's open and everything.
Leave the gate open. He must be running late.
Should we do something? They gotta check the vitals of that prisoner, don't they?
Got nothing to do with us. Forget about it.
Yeah, sure.
You hear that? You need to hurry up your escape before they realize Paz is missing.
A lot easier to put your body against the wall.
Get out here! Start fire!
Gotta get Sinead O'Connor out of here.
CP, this is Delta 1. Hostile got out of sight. Searching now. Over. This is CP. Understood.
Can't go that way.
Stay alert. Out.
Well, maybe. Yeah, I guess I can. Get another combat alert, baby.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Roger, dispatching chopper.
I'm starting to think, for this mission, I'm always used to taking helicopters out, but I think for the last person that you take out, you might be able to just drive off, because there are like two paths that you can actually drive out of here.
On station at LC. Making forced landing. Stand by.
For this mission, I've always used helicopters for everything.
Searching the area. Target on the chopper.
Understood. Search every corner. They gotta be around here somewhere.
I got some combat alerts. I'm not good at getting stealth on these, but, you know, it was within my power not to kill anybody. And actually, you can shoot people and not kill them. You could, like, wound them and then just run up and kick them and knock them out. That's a thing you can do in this. It's good enough for S. I would guess S rank would start in, you know, probably at about 60,000. So that was enough. The key thing is rescuing the prisoners. And there's actually another prisoner that I didn't rescue, another POW, who, if you don't rescue him early on, he gets executed. But because this is hard mode, I just skipped him. I didn't need to rescue him to get the S, so that's how that worked.